Have you ever wondered what makes someone join a cult? You picture strange robes, isolated compounds, a wild-eyed leader, but what if the most powerful cults aren't like that at all? What if they're hidden in plain sight, in our boardrooms, our political rallies, even our social media feeds? What if the tools they use to control minds are the same ones that shape our everyday lives? The truth is far more subtle and far more terrifying than you can imagine. The line between a charismatic leader and a manipulative master is thinner than a razor's edge. And today, we're going to walk that line. Let's start with a feeling we all know, the desire to belong. It's a deep, primal need, hardwired into our brains. When we find a group that accepts us, that makes us feel special. Our brain's reward system lights up. It floods with dopamine, the same chemical we get from delicious food or a heartfelt hug. This is where charisma works its magic. A charismatic leader doesn't just give a good speech. They tap directly into this neural pathway. They look at you and you feel seen. They speak and you feel understood. They offer a vision, a purpose, a community, and your brain screams, "Yes, this is it. This is where I belong." It feels like falling in love, and just like in a whirlwind romance, we're willing to ignore red flags. We surrender a little bit of ourselves, our critical thinking, in exchange for that incredible feeling of connection. It's not a weakness, it's a feature of being human, a feature that can be wonderfully exploited. This is the first step in the cult blueprint, love bombing. Imagine being showered with attention, praise, and affection. You're told you're brilliant, chosen, a vital part of a grand mission. This initial phase is intoxicating. It builds a powerful emotional bond, but it's quickly followed by the other pillars of control. The first is fear. Not necessarily fear of physical harm, but fear of losing that newfound belonging, fear of being cast out, of being less than, of returning to a life without this special purpose. The group becomes the only source of validation. Then comes isolation. This doesn't always mean moving to a remote commune. It can be more subtle. It's discouraging contact with skeptical friends and family, the outsiders who just don't get it. It's creating an echo chamber where the group's beliefs are the only ones you hear, repeated until they become unquestionable truth. You develop a new language, inside jokes, a shared identity that separates us from them. This creates a bubble, and inside that bubble, the leader's control tightens. They dictate not just what you believe, but how you should feel, who you should talk to, and even what you should think. The world outside the bubble becomes scary and confusing, while the world inside feels safe and certain. Your reality is slowly, methodically replaced. Now let's take a step back. Love bombing, creating an us versus them mentality, demanding loyalty, punishing dissent. Does any of this sound familiar? Think about the corporate world. The charismatic CEO who sells a mission, not just a job. The company retreats designed to forge an intense family bond. The pressure to work insane hours to prove your dedication, where your job becomes your entire identity. We call it company culture, but the psychological mechanics can be eerily similar. Employees are showered with perks. The free lunches and game rooms are a modern form of love bombing. They're isolated in an environment with its own jargon and values, and they fear being laid off or seen as not being a team player. The same parallels exist in political movements. A magnetic leader emerges, promising to solve all of society's problems. They create a powerful sense of collective identity, painting their followers as patriots and their opponents as enemies of the state. They use simple, repetitive slogans that bypass critical thought and appeal directly to emotion. Rallies become quasi-religious experiences, fostering a euphoric sense of unity and shared purpose. Questioning the leader or the movement is seen as a betrayal, not a difference of opinion. The goal is the same, to create unwavering loyalty and to suspend individual judgment in favor of the group's agenda. Whether it's a brand, a company, or a campaign, the strategy is to capture your identity. So what's the secret of these leaders? We often think of charisma as a natural, almost magical quality. Some people just have it. But that's a dangerous misconception. In most cases, charisma is a learned skill. It's a performance, calculated and refined. These leaders are students of human psychology. They practice their body language in the mirror. The intense eye contact, the open palms, the confident posture. They meticulously craft their stories to be relatable and inspiring. They learn to mirror the emotions of their audience, making people feel deeply understood. They identify the core anxieties and desires of a group and present themselves as the unique solution. It's not magic, it's a set of highly developed social engineering techniques. They are selling you a version of yourself you want to believe in, and they are the only ones who can unlock it. Now for the final twist, the one that might make you a little uncomfortable. You're already in a cult. You just call it society. Think about it. From the moment you're born, you're indoctrinated into a set of beliefs, norms, and values. You're taught what success looks like, the good job, the big house, the perfect family. You're told what to wear, what to eat, what to desire. The media, advertising, and our education system all work as a form of social control, shaping our thoughts and behaviors in ways we rarely question. We follow trends, chase status, and compare ourselves to others, all driven by a deep-seated fear of being left out, of not conforming. The leader isn't a single person, but a collection of cultural ideas. The rules are unspoken social contracts, and the punishment for nonconformity, social ostracism, being labeled as weird, a failure, or an outcast. The fundamental mechanisms are the same: a promise of belonging, a set of rules for inclusion, and a fear of exclusion. The point isn't to be cynical or paranoid, it's to be aware. Recognizing these patterns is the first step to reclaiming your own mind. It's about learning to question the narratives you're sold, whether they come from a guru, a CEO, a politician, or the culture at large. True freedom isn't about rejecting all groups. Community is essential for a healthy life. It's about choosing your communities consciously, preserving your critical thinking, and never outsourcing your sense of self-worth to any single leader or ideology. It's about knowing the difference between belonging and being owned. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the human mind. If this video made you think, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that challenges the way you see the world. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever seen these patterns in your own life? Let's talk about it. Until next time, stay curious and think for yourself.